If you're seeing this, then this is your new moon in Virgo messages for air signs. Air signs being Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Yes. So maybe that's your sun, moon, rising sign. Maybe that's another significant placement within your chart that you're identifying with. Or you could just be tapped into air energy at the moment. All of those are valid. You have found yourself here for a reason, because no matter when you're seeing this, the messages here are meant to find you exactly when they do. So our new moon in Virgo is happening September 2nd, September 3rd. I've seen both. I'm sure it depends on where you are, where you live in the world on this planet. But yes, and we are channeling the energy underneath that moon. And yeah, there's a lot going on. So we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on. Then, I've got my Dragon Path Oracle to see what dragon spirit is here to guide us under the energy. Then I have my tarot deck. We'll take a look at the focus under this, new moon in Virgo. And we'll also look at the gifts to receive and the gifts to give under this energy. So, and then we'll tie it all up with a pretty little bow and get a card from the moon deck, oracle deck. So yeah, so that's the vibe. Actually, my throat feels a little dry, so give me just 1 second. I'm gonna get a glass of water. Air signs, how interesting. Okay, I'm back. My throat was all scratchy. Now I feel better. Because you got to be taking care of yourself, okay? And I just realized I hadn't even had a single glass of water today. So, hey, at least now I've had one. Anyway, that could mean something. We're gonna see if it does. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about what's happening. Like I said, this is the new moon in Virgo messages for air signs. My name is Lara. If you are new, welcome. If you have been here before, welcome back. And like I said, these messages are finding you when they're meant to find you. We are looking at this is a general reading. So we're looking at the collective's energy who's coming to this video. For whoever sees it. So if things aren't super specific, that's going to be why, because we're really talking more broadly about the patterns, the themes, things like that. And those will play out differently in all areas of your life. And then it will look completely different for another individual. So, take what resonates, leave what does not. And if it is not the new moon when you're finding this also doesn't matter because time isn't linear. So yeah. So new moons representing new beginnings. This particular new moon is right before we launch eclipse season. Hooray! As if we haven't had enough chaos, and aren't utterly and totally exhausted. But yes, so this ends. New moons in general are new beginnings. They are the start of a new lunar cycle. And so it's a great time to set intentions, to take action on new projects, new ideas maybe coming into being, manifestations, things like that. So that's sort of the energy that we have coming in, and we'll be working through that over the cycle until we find ourselves at the next new moon. And with the energy of Virgo, Virgo in the zodiac is the Virgin. And interestingly enough, like we have particular connotations with that word. But what it actually means is whole and complete on your own. That there's nothing else that is necessary to complete you. You are complete on your own. It's also a very detail-oriented energy. If we're not careful, that can lead us into like perfectionist mindset. But basically the Virgo energy following Leo, this is getting really detail-oriented about how to take action on all the amazing things that you dreamed up for yourself after seeing your power in Leo. So that's what we're working with. In addition to that, there are a whole bunch of planets retrograding. Mercury just finished retrograde. We're in the shadow period for Mercury, but Saturn has been in retrograde for a while. Neptune has been in retrograde for a while. Pluto has been in retrograde for a while. I think Neptune is still retrograde. The outer planets being in retrograde much longer. So we're working with those energies for longer. But then also Uranus decides to join the party. So there's an element of a lot of the divine masculine archetypes as well in retrograde, and retrograde is retrospective. It's taking a look back, what works, what doesn't work. And a lot of the feminine energy is just like dancing around and being glorious. So it's really interesting. It's really interesting times. And I don't know how you're feeling, but what a time to be alive. Yeah, and there's just like, I mean, I'm sure there's a million other things happening, but it's just, right, it can be a lot to try to keep up with. So, but yeah, that's like the major stuff happening. What do you say we just sort of, let's just dive in. Let me grab my Dragon Path Oracle, and we're going to ask if there is anyone who would like to come and guide us through under this new moon in Virgo energy. There it is. Fell down. Let me, 1 second. Okay, so right off the bat, I was like, "Aww." So this dragon spirit may be self-explanatory, but we have harmony. Aww. I love the colors. You see how the wings are in a little heart here. It's also the number 2, which is reminding me of the 2 of Cups for some reason. Let's see what the little booklet says about harmony. Harmony is a quiet and considered being and is a lot less brash than some of the other dragons. She is the bringer of harmony, restorative on an interpersonal level and an outer global level. If you're wrestling with a problem that you are unable to resolve, ask her to bring her beautiful, harmonious influences to the situation and guide you in any steps you may need to take. If she has appeared to you today, she asks, what area of your life needs reviewing? What do you need to let go of? Is it judgments or old habits? What is it in your life that needs reharmonizing? I will assist you in taking those first steps, supporting you as you go. For some reason, I have the image of a tuning fork in my head. If you know what that is, it's literally like a piece of metal that is a 2-prong with a handle. You hit it and it will tune. That's how you tune an instrument, is with a tuning fork. But anyway, for whoever that makes sense for. I will assist you in taking those first steps, supporting you as you go. Yes, take some time to sit and contemplate your life as it is and look honestly at what may require changing. It may be something quite small, just a little tweak, or it could be a life-changing event. She goes on to say the answers you seek all lie within you. So sit quietly, ground yourself, be present, and reflect. Your inner knowing, under my guidance, will help bring the answers to the surface for you. She reminds us tomorrow is a new dawn and new beginning. And being in our heart center ripples out with positive effects. She will often appear when there has been discord or upset. This can be personal or on a global scale. She is a harbinger of change, and her role is to bring harmony to the world. So also I'm feeling like self-love. And I had to go get myself a glass of water. Heart chakras coming up for me as well. Like ooey gooey love. Yeah, okay. There was stuff in there about harmonizing and what was it? Grounding yourself? Hang on, what's that? Ground yourself, be present, and reflect. So maybe there's something here about bringing your intuition and your inner knowing into balance with your cognitive mind. I'm getting balancing high and low minds, which is like higher self and ego mind. Interesting. Okay. All right. Well, let's see what, thank you so much for being here. Let's see, what do we have for our focus for our water signs under this new moon in Virgo energy? What's the focus here? Harmony, obviously, harmonizing, reharmonizing, but what is the focus under this energy? Thank you. Aha. Okay. Okay. Interessante. Okay, we've got our focus. Let's see. Thank you. Can we please have a gift that is here to be received for my water signs under this energy? Thank you. And then could I also please have a gift for my beautiful water signs to give? Okay. Is that... Ooh. We got a twofer. Interesting. Okay. Let's... Wow. Wow. Okay. Did I say water signs? Air signs. Air signs. This is giving, like, I don't know why, like, water energy is very emotional energy, so I think maybe that's where I picked that up. But that's okay. Either way. All right. So let's start with your shadow card. We have our shadow card. This is the card at the bottom of the deck, representing the energy that is driving our situation in our subconscious. Okay, so we have the sun in the reverse position. There's a lack of confidence here that I'm picking up on. Maybe you've lost faith in yourself. You don't feel like you're shining super bright at this moment. Not that all hope is lost, but you're just like not super confident. We also have the Knight of Cups in the reverse position behind that. I feel like there's some delusion, some some romantic delusion, perhaps. Empty promises, maybe, either from someone else or from yourself. And a real sense of being stuck. Stuck and disconnected from your inner knowing and your inner self. So yeah, didn't we say that already? That, I mean, I was feeling, yeah, and then right behind that is the Empress energy, which is like mother. Okay. Yeah, didn't I say that before? Like harmonizing your inner knowing, your higher mind with, yeah. Okay, interesting. All right. So but let's take a look at our cards that we have on the table here. So the focus that we have for you, my beautiful air signs, is the Fool in reverse. I think there has been a real desire to be playing it safe. Probably for good reason. But the Fool in general is representing new beginnings, taking a risk, trusting that the universe is not only supporting you, but also guiding you. In this position, it's like not so much, not feeling that as much. There is either a real reluctance to do it, or it's felt too risky, perhaps. Or there is a new beginning on offer for you that feels risky. But when we're talking about this sort of like disconnection from self, inner self, disconnection from light, our light, what's coming up for me is just like not feeling very confident to take the risk. You're being very cautious at this time. Perhaps. Does that make sense? Yeah. Does it feel like you don't know where you're going, or you don't know where you're being led? The gift that's here, okay, for whatever that's worth with our focus, you'll know better than I. But the gift, there is the gift to be received. And what is the gift to be received? Well, we have the 10 of Wands here. This is the end, interestingly enough. The focus is a new beginning, reluctance thereof, and then the gift is an ending. Okay? It's been a long road. And maybe that's why there's the hesitance. Maybe that's why, you know, you're not feeling super confident. But I think there's something that has actually disconnected you as you've gone down this long road. Okay? The good news is you kept going. But, you know, it's the end of this sort of stuck in delusion phase. Not tapped in to your emotions, not tapped into your intuition. The gift is that you're at the end of the road. We're almost there. And this, you're almost there, and yet, there is something for you to give. And I don't think you're gonna like it. But it's the thing that I feel like is gonna unstick you if you're feeling stuck. This is where we have a twofer, by the way. So we have both the Page of Swords and the Tower in the reverse position. Like, they really need to get the point across that there is some confusion around this ending. This ending that's supposed to bring you new beginning. There's confusion around it. Some fear. I want to say like brain fog. And that's what you need to give up. In the sense that surrendering to the confusion and the not knowing, because the reason you're not taking the risk is because you don't trust. And, you know, with the Page of Swords too, and you're an air sign, like, these are our thoughts, the things that we think. So I'm picking up on like overthinking. And the gift is going to be this sort of like just one foot in front of the other. I think you're so tired that you're going to reach a breaking point with this confusion around what's coming crumbling down. Especially with eclipse season coming in. Eclipse is just like tower moment after tower moment. What you can't get rid of for yourself, an eclipse season will do for you. But there is sort of like a surrender to the confusion, to the breakdown that needs to happen, because right now it's like you're very resistant to what's falling away, because you're in this place, but it's keeping you stuck and you're not really seeing the truth of what's real. Does that make sense? Do you think that makes sense? I hope so. That's what I am picking up. Let's go ahead and pull a card from the moon deck and see if there is any advice, guidance. There is. It just flew right out, ready to go. Was what am I looking for? Words. I'm so happy you asked is what it came in as a feeling, and then I had to find words to go around it. Okay. Ooh. Interesting. The rhythm of my breath directs the rhythm of my life. And I'm just going to be a little careful here because I have to cover that. But you see, and there's like stars breathing in and like going into them, and you see like the constellations. Yeah, I'm getting like recalibrating. Meditation is coming up. Harmonizing yourself with the universe. Let's see what this little book says about it, because I'm not very familiar with this one. I'm not even gonna lie. Some of them I'm more familiar with. Breath, yes, just straight up breath. Sorry, not that too many people are paying attention, but like just in case, I gotta like censor the card. All right, because we can't just be chill, but whatever. Anyway, here we go. Breath is the sacred thread that runs through us all. Each and every one of us needs to breathe to be alive. It enhances our awareness, allows us to shape our perspective, and enlivens our present moment to moment. Also, air signs, breath, air. Slow down and deepen your breath. If you listen closely, your breath has a rhythm. If you feel closely, your breath has a pattern. Your breath responds to mood, emotion, movement, and energy. The simple act of breathing can be incredibly healing when practiced mindfully. Your breath may change when you are tense or soft, resting or dancing, making love or feeling angry. Breath is present through it all. A deeper and more rhythmic breath will bring more centered awareness into your entire being. As you cultivate a practice of healthy breathing, the world around you and within you will respond to this shift. And then there's a ritual that they always put with these cards, and this one is, in particular, is pranic breathing. So, which is control of breath. So that could be beneficial for you to look into. I think it's no accident that air signs are being recommended to work with their element, right? Pranic breath meditation, fourfold breath. I think all of these could be really helpful. Slowing down. That is also an act of self-love as well. Maybe even noticing the difference of like when you're stuck in your head, when you're in this confusion, the worry, the fear, all of that's coming up. Just noticing your breath. When are you breathing heavier? Are you breathing out of your mouth as opposed to your nose? You actually, from certain studies and things that I've heard, you lose life force energy when you breathe out of your mouth. And that's really, we do that like a lot. Like think of it like, when you're running, or like when your heart's beating really fast. When I'm going upstairs, it's like, but you actually are taking way more of your life force instead of having it go through your nose. Anyway, look that up too, because that's also very interesting. Yeah. So that's what I have for you, my lovely air signs. I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for being here. Please let me know what you think, how you feel, if you're resonating. Leave me a comment. Also, if you liked what was here, please like, share, subscribe, you know, all the things. And there's all kinds of information in the description box below, a little bit more about me if you want to know about me, if you want to find me and connect with me on other things. Feel free. All that information is below. And yeah, happy new moon. Good luck with everything. Just like be with that breath. Clear the fog. Strike the tuning fork. You're going to be okay. It's almost over. All right. I will see you on the other side.